And when you thought it couldn't get any better at the Super Regional in San Antonio, we had a night like last night where a record was not just broken, but completely shattered by one of the best marching band shows of all time. We need to talk about how that happened. We need to talk about why that happened. We need to talk about the contest, talk about all the different stuff that happened, and we're going to break all that down for you. And I'm not going to try to take up too much of your time because I know we're all tired and we got another long week ahead of us. So let's get to it. Good morning again. Daniel Valdez again. It is a pleasure and an honor to talk to you this morning. It is currently, right now, 6:10 in the morning, Sunday after Super Regional. Let's get to it. We need to put a giant, record-breaking, earth-shattering cherry on this contest because this contest was worthy of it. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you're on the YouTube app, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for the support this weekend. Not just for the live blog and not just everybody who came up, and I didn't realize that many people read our stuff, but it's always nice to talk to everybody in the stands. Anybody, and we had people come up to us, just ask questions, hey, how does this work, and have like procedure stuff. We love talking to people. We appreciate everybody that came up to us, everybody that said hello, everybody that brought us candy and brownies and just all sort and swag and all that stuff. We really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everybody who came up and had some really, really nice and wonderful things to say about these little recordings that I do. This is one of the best weekends I've ever had, just say the least. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for supporting the show. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that hokey internet stuff. So we got all that out of the way. Thank you all so much for that support. So let's get to the contest. Congratulations with a 97.3, the highest regional score ever recorded. Congratulations to San Antonio's very own Ronald Reagan High School. 97.3 is something you don't see until you get to nationals in 2 weeks. They popped that 2 weeks before nationals. Now they're not going, and I'm sure if some sort of GoFundMe popped up, people would throw money at them just to try to get them as a late addition, which I think would be awesome. But I'm pretty sure those kids are super tired. That product is amazing. Let's go over the results, and then we're going to talk about that product. And then we're going to talk a little about, whatever I want to talk about because I have the microphone. Let's go down to, let's check out finals. Congratulations. In 14th place, Pearland. Congratulations, Keller, 13th place. Round Rock, 12th. Good to see Round Rock back in finals. And Pearland, first Super Regional finals. So congratulations. Capping off a very, very banner season. So 14th, Pearland. 13th, Keller. 12th, Round Rock. James Bowie in 11th. Ellie Bell, 10th. Flower Mound, 9th. The Woodlands, 8th place. That show is probably the most fun show I've ever seen. 7th place, Claudia Taylor Johnson. 6th place, Marcus. 5th place, Hebron. 4th place, Leander. Leander's doing some things this year, especially if you look at those preliminary results. Yeah, they're the real deal this year. 3rd place, Vista Ridge. Vista Ridge, buses didn't show up Friday. Had to do a call time on Saturday, early morning, rearrange everything, schedules, chaos, emails, group chats, all that stuff. It gets worked out. No big deal. 3rd place. That's why they're the reigning state champions. Just an incredible weekend for them. 3rd place, Vista Ridge. 2nd place, Vandergrift. And then in 1st place with a 97.3, Ronald Reagan. How did Ronald Reagan shatter that record? How did they do it? Let me tell you how they did it. They have probably one of the smartest show designs ever. Every single part of their show is set up to maximize the performance level of the students on the field. Everything is set up exactly where it needs to be, not just physically on the field, but musically as well, so that if there's an idea that they need to convey, it's all in the right place. And when things are all in the right place, at that point, all you have to do is get the students to perform the show, and that's exactly what they did. Applause points all over the place. It's written into the show. Here's your idea. Here's a show-off section. Applause. Why? Because they're awesome. Here's a guard moment. Applause. Why? Because they're awesome. Here's a drum break. It's clean. It's right in front of you. It's very clear to see where the drum line is, and it's very clear to see why they're featured. Why? Because they're awesome. I was on field level. They did an encore. Thank God they did an encore afterwards. After finals. I was on field level, right in front of everybody. You have to understand how hard these kids worked on the field. Just not just music, not just playing a ton of notes, but body movements as well, and free floating to new sets and moving across the field. They work so hard. And the thing about that is, not only does it show up on field level, you felt that in the stands. And remember, Bands America, 60% of your points come from people that are sitting upstairs. Everything you do has to communicate to the judges in the press box. If it is even a little unclear, your numbers will be managed. So yeah, design is part of it, especially when you're in this late of the game. But the performers still need to perform. Reagan's been consistent all year long with excellence of performance. Now, what do I mean by that? Is the program, are the students performing at such a high level, so consistently from performer to performer, that it communicates to the press box? It's not just, oh my goodness, look at those props. Oh my gosh, look at those lights. Oh my gosh, look at those uniforms. That's a very small part of it. And I think that's something people don't understand. Reagan didn't have any props out there. They had barriers in the front. That's it. They used the entire field to communicate their ideas and to communicate the show's theme. They were the best, one of the best ever, at utilizing the space in a smart way to set up their performers for success. That's why you have that's why you have that record shattered. That's why they scored an 89 a month ago. That doesn't happen ever. you gotta wrap it's difficult to wrap your mind around what that number means at this point in the season. To do something like that. I mean, the big question is, what if they had gone to nationals? What if they had gone to nationals? What would they have done? I can promise you it would have made things very, very difficult for a lot of people up there. But that's how it's design and it's excellence of performance from the kiddos on the field. You put those two together, you're going to get all the points in the world. Congratulations to Ronald Reagan. That show was absolutely insane. When we were watching it in the stands and then going field level, I don't think I've experienced that much energy watching a program up close like that. It shook you on the inside. Like physically, metaphorically, but physically shook you on the inside with how good they were and how consistent they were from performer to performer. It was a sight to behold, and it was a joy to hear, and congratulations to everybody there. Now keep in mind, Reagan opened up in 1999. That was my freshman year of high school. And I went to a school that was just down the road. I went to Winston Churchill School just down the road. So I literally, as far as the activity goes, I literally grew up with this band from the infancy. And I still talk to people that went to school there from the beginning. So to see them achieve what they've achieved and create what they've been able to create, it's It's really, really special, and I, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations to Ronald Reagan and that amazing, amazing show that they put on this weekend. And I think people are going to be talking about that for a very, very long time. What a contest. What a contest. Like I said last week, a mediocre, a vanilla product or performance wasn't going to get it done here. Everybody's just too good. And, there's talk online about, should there be a semifinal? Should they take more programs? Should they do... First of all, remember, you can't ask to overhaul the entire system because it doesn't favor your program. And I hesitate to say that, but I think this setup works. I highly doubt there's going to be some sort of semifinals aspect to this, to the Super Regional. That's why you have Grand Nationals. If they did a semifinals for the Super Regional, you can't just do it for the Super Regional in San Antonio. You would have to do a semifinals for the St. Louis Regional. You'd have to do one for the Indianapolis Regional. And I don't know if they're prepared to do that. I think the system we have works. I think it's fair. I think it's as fair as it can possibly be. When you're dealing with 84 programs here, that's a lot of bands. That's a lot of music. It's a lot of visual ideas. It's a lot of props. It's a lot of everything. So if they did semifinals here for a Super Regional, I think then the amount of programs from Texas that would go to Grand Nationals and compete on that level, and I love when they compete on that level, I think the enrollment from Texas programs going to Grand Nationals would drop significantly. Because think about it. You would be asking the students in the matter of a week or 2 weeks to do 2 contests that have 3 phases to them each. That's a lot of marching band. You can only push these kids so far. They still have to deal with, calculus. They still got to deal with other classes. They still got to deal with the social life. You can only push them so far before you start getting diminishing returns. And you can't push them. You can't push them that much. It's a lot of marching band. We love the product. We love watching it. We love seeing it. We love going to the contests. But those performers are human. Even though it doesn't look like it sometimes. Those kiddos work so hard that, at some point, you can't just compete every single week. You can't go to contests that have a prelim, semifinals, and a finals every single week. We would love to see it as fans, but I just don't think there's going to be a semifinals program for the Super Regional anytime soon, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I think the system's fair. I think it's as fair as possible considering the size of the program and also considering the depth of quality in this state. Not just mediocre performances, but you gotta go all out with this stuff. Everybody's just too good. Everybody's just too good. And that's a good thing, I think. The more programs that are good, the more kids are that there are more. How should I put this? The more programs that are really good, the more kids I know are getting a good music education and getting a good experience. And that's what it needs to be about. That's what it needs to be about. What an incredible weekend. Friday, Saturday, insane performances, wonderful people, great food. Of course, I'm going to talk about the food. What a contest. What a contest. Unmatched depth of quality here in this state. Unmatched depth of quality. There are plenty of programs that did not get a second performance this weekend that could have gone to any other regional And it could have gone to a super regional in St. Louis, could have gone to a regional in Indianapolis, could have gone to any regular regional in the United States, and they would have done unbelievably well at those contests. But there's a reason why it's a super regional, and there's a reason why they named. There's a reason why it started here in San Antonio. There's a reason why it started in Atlanta. There's a reason why it started in St. Louis, and there's a reason why it did it in Indianapolis, because there's so many good programs all across the nation, but especially here in this state. There's such great quality. And I appreciate all of those performances. It's exactly why we do the live blog. I always get messages saying, how come you don't talk about my program and whatnot? I understand that. I get it. I read all of that. That's why we have the live blog, because we want every single band to have their moment in the sun. And they do get their moment in the sun. They get to perform in a beautiful venue in front of thousands of people. What more can you ask for? What a great experience. Congratulations to everybody who performed this weekend. Congratulations to everybody from out of state who showed up and shared their amazing performances with us. Thank you to everybody from out of state. I hope you all are safe. I hope you all get back home soon safely. Or if you want to stay an extra couple of days, hell, I'll put a brisket on right now. It'll be done by the time the Cowboys game's on. Just thank you to everybody, and again, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for everybody who came up and wanted to shake hands and get hugs and do photos and all that stuff. It was overwhelming this weekend, and I don't know how to thank you except keep talking into a microphone until you all tell me to stop. So I'm done here. The state Nerd In for 5A, it will come out sometime later today. I need to eat and rest and work, and I got a lot of stuff to do today, but I'm going to get this done. So we'll make it happen, and we'll talk about the UIL state marching contest coming up on Monday for 5A prelims. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all are safe, get well, get rested, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.